What is going on, my Shack fam? The fall swing is upon us, and we are back with another action-packed week of DFS, DraftKings picks and analysis. This week we are at, we're in Sin City at the TPC Summerlin, um, one of the easiest courses on tour all year. And sorry, I'm hoping that I don't have any coughing fits throughout this. I'm gonna try and kind of just get right to it here in a minute, because they hit me every couple hours or so throughout the day. I am a lot better though, recovering from the pneumonia. My voice is almost fully back, and I'm excited for another great season on tour and hopefully take home some big contests this year. So again, we are at TPC Summerlin. Couple interesting things to note that I'll point out from my analysis here. And I will be uploading this in the Discord as well, so you can take a peek. But we're at a bit of elevation here, so honestly, this course does not suit bombers. It's wedges and putters. I mean, you're looking for the guys who are great between 100 and 150 yards, and who can have a great week on the greens. Another interesting thing to note about the golf course, they closed it down actually in April this year. So it's been closed 6 months. Nobody has played the golf course. So this is going to be the first time we'll see it in action since they re-turfed all of the greens. They went to bent grass after seeing what the Summit Club down the road, how well their greens had held up. They decided to just bite the bullet, and I'm imagining they're going to be pretty pure, and we're going to see a lot of putts dropped this week. So, other important things to note, it can get windy out at TPC Summerlin, so definitely keep an eye out as we get close to I wait till usually later this evening, but I've got most of my picks in already because it seems like we're going to have a pretty mild week from what I can see. Let's see here. I've run a couple custom models that I'm going to show you the results to in here. And as you also know, I am big on using Fantasy National. So I'll give you a sneak peek here at the research that I've been doing. And we'll just start here at the top with excuse me, Patrick Cantlay. I mean, the results speak for themselves. We've got, in the last 4 years, a T8, a second, and a first. So the guy just is a horse for this course, and I don't see how you fade Patrick Cantlay this week. Now, Max Homa, different story. I don't know how he's priced here at 10-6. I wouldn't put Max on the roster if he was at 9,500, honestly. I love Max on so many other golf courses. I mean, he's won out at the Fortinet 2 years in a row now. He defended his title just 2 weeks ago. He loves those harder golf courses, Riviera, and just more of the tree-lined golf courses. I just don't see. I mean, look at his record here at Summerlin. He has not made a cut, and this could be a breakthrough week. You never know. It is golf, but he is my biggest fade for the week. Sung J.M. is another that you just have to roster out here. He won it last year, and as you can see, he's had a T13 and a T15. So I expect Sungjae to have another great finish this week. Aaron Wise, another solid play. I love Tom Kim after looking at him watching him really for the first time at the President's Cup, getting to know the guy. And I definitely think he's going to be a shining star out here in the years to come on tour, but I'm just not expecting him to win or even a top 5 this week, honestly. Now, Taylor Montgomery, I've been on him the last couple weeks and very happy that I have been. Let's dig into Taylor here, take a look at his recent form. Look at this, 7.4 strokes gained in his last 5 events. He's coming off a 9th place at Sanderson Farms, a 3rd at Fortinet, and a 9th, a 3rd, a 2nd. He missed the cut at the US Open, okay, but I mean, the guy is just on fire over these last few months. So he will be heavy in my lineups this week. Same goes for Emiliano Grillo. He's on another hot streak. Let's see. I like Cam Davis. He can be very streaky. So he could win this week or he could miss the cut. He doesn't have any really notably great finishes here at Summerlin, but he again was at the President's Cup. He's had some solid finishes in the last month or so. And you've got now Tom Hoagie. He is definitely one of my top 5, top 6 guys this week. He will be very heavy in my rosters. We don't have anybody else until we get down to, I like Danny McCarthy, but I don't like him enough at 8,400. JT Poston is going to be another one of my biggest fades this week. I mean, the course history just isn't there except for 5 years ago. He had a T4, but not playing too solid the last couple weeks. And let's see here. I know he had a few solid finishes over the summer, but yeah, he's coming off a miscut and a 15th at Tour Championship. But yeah, I'm just not feeling JT Poston this week. Let's see. Christian Bazaden. Now, this guy can putt lights out, doesn't have the course history out here, but this is one of those cases I just don't care. His recent form is too good. Coughing is back. Sorry, guys. Mav McNeely, again, just, he is a West Coast guy, but and I'm usually on Mav McNeely, not feeling him this week. Heath Mitchell, I don't think the guy can stay off the tables. In Vegas, I think he's going to be out late and probably tells you why he has not made a cut here in Vegas over the last 5 years. Thomas Deitrie, one of my heaviest this week. He's got no course history out here, but the recent form is incredible. The guy has experience. Just look at this strokes gained. He's coming off a 9th last week, a 12th the week before. I'm loving Thomas Deitrie this week. He's also going to be very highly owned. Ricky Fowler. Now, this is a guy I'm just waiting for that breakthrough. I was playing him once or twice over the summer when I thought he was about to break through. The guy's fired everybody. He's fired his swing coach, his caddy, and he's just digging for something to get back to that old Ricky Fowler we knew from 2-3 years back. I I'm gonna test him a bit this week. He's not gonna be heavy, but I've got him in 3 or 4 lineups, and we'll see what he does. I've got high expectations. He's coming off a 6th place at the Fortinet 2 weeks. That was his most recent start, and I think he might have found something. So I'm not as confident. I'm not so confident that I'm going to go out there and put him in 10 lineups of mine, but we'll give him a shot in 3 or 4 and see how he does. Mito Pereira, he's going to have to show me at least 2-3 solid weeks before I can get back on Mito. As you guys know, I was heavy on him earlier in the season, but ever since his collapse at the PGA, it just seems like he's lost it. And yeah, Mito, you're gonna have to step back in the ring and show me you can fight again, because I have lost my faith, buddy. Next, we've got Adam Hadwin, another one of my top 5, top 6 guys. You look at his course history, I love it. A T4, a T34, and a T6 last year. Let's see his recent form. I've got oh, look at this. He does very well on easy golf courses, which we like this week. He does well on bent grass. And, nothing too solid over these last few weeks, but Hadwin is just a horse for this course, and I'm all over him this week. So don't do me wrong, Hadwin. I'm really believing in you this week. KH Lee. I've got a couple lineups with KH, but I don't love him this week. Famous Power, I like a lot. Got him in 4 or 5 lineups. He's one of my long shots. Taylor Moore, I love. Matt Kutcher is one of those guys similar to a Marty Laird. You take a look at Martin Laird. He's down here at 7,200. Look at this course history. 11th last year, won it the year before. He just hasn't missed a cut since 5 years ago. And at 7,200, if he can just pull out a 30th, 35th place, I love it. And he's got the upside to win the thing, as we know. So I kind of feel, feeling that Matt Kutcher is in that similar form. He's one of these just old journeymen out on tour that, he's made more money than I think just about anybody else on tour in the last 20 years. He's just known to make cuts. And he looks like he found something as well back at the Fortinet. I remember watching him. His brother-in-law is a good friend of mine and neighbor here in the Bay Area. So I hear about Matt often, and let's see if I can pull up his. Yeah, look at this. Coming off a 12th, the Fortinet. So I like it. At 7,600, all I need is a made cut, and we're looking good. Matthew Naismith. Look at this course history. I'm pretty heavy on Naismith this week. This 7K range is probably my favorite. I love Mark Hubbard. Let's take a look at Mark's recent form. Look at this. A 5th last week, a 21st the week before. Yeah, I love it. At this price, give me all the Mark Hubbard I can get. 7,400. Gary Woodland burned me bad last week, and not going to be happening this week. Justin Suh, not feeling him either, although he did play well here 2 years ago. Chris Kirk. Not great course history, but if you're looking for a guy that can make the cut and most likely will make the cut, it's Chris Kirk. Take a look at this. He's just slowly just creeping along and super steady under the radar. We're not seeing any top 10 since back in June, Canadian, and then a top 5 at PGA. But if you look again, you're looking for a solid play in the low 7s that will most likely make the cut and has the upside to win. Chris Kirk is your guy. Andrew Putnam might be one of my favorites out here. Definitely one of my top 5, top 6 guys. Course history is great. Recent play is fantastic. The guy has not missed a cut since the Memorial. All right. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 straight cuts made. And he loves this golf course. The birdie fest for him. Would not be surprised to see Putnam win or a top 5. Definitely expect him to make the cut. Same with Nick Taylor. Only one missed cut in the last 5 years. Love him at 7,300. Martin Laird, we already spoke of. Nobody else here really gets me going. Justin Lower. He's a new name most of you have not heard of. And I've got him in 3 or 4 of my lineups. He came off the Corn Ferry, and he's only had a few PGA Tour starts, but the guy has shown that he's got what it takes out here. Look at this. 4th 2 weeks ago at the Fortinet, which is probably the most comparable golf course. Another birdie fest, and that was just 2 weeks ago. Made the cut last week. So again, I expect a made cut and possibly a top 5 from Justin Lower. He was leading actually the Fortinet after day 1. I think he shot 61 or 62. So the guy can go low. Joel Damon, whatever you want to call him. Great course history out here. I'm very surprised actually, because I see this as another guy who's most likely going to hit the tables, but something about Vegas, maybe he just likes to wake up after a night of gambling, hungover, and go out and light it up. Might do it again this week. Now we're getting into the 6s. Honestly, Davis Thompson I had last week. I had high hopes for him, and he just didn't do it over the weekend. He's a real young guy, just out of Georgia. I do expect great things over this year out of him, but not sure we're going to see it this week. Was just listening to him on a podcast this morning, actually, and he was talking about how he's a very conservative player. He loves to just hit fairways and greens and doesn't have the best putting stats. But when you hit that many greens, you're not going to have the best putting stats. But yeah, this week, if he can get the putting going, we might be able to see something great out of him. Otherwise, I see probably a 30th to a 50th middle of the road finish for Davis. Here's 2 guys that are probably my 2 favorite long shots, Matt Wallace and Bo Hosler. Matt Wallace is a guy that, was up there top 15, top 20 in the world, I believe, like 2 years back. And he was really on a heater. And then he's kind of a head case. So, it just depends on if he's got the confidence back or not. We know he's got the game. And he had a 14th last year out here, and his only other start. Here's what I like about Wallace. He came out at the Fortinet at a 21st. So, he's had a 10th over the summer, another 26th, couple missed cuts. So, that's why he's priced back at 6,900. He's still got a lot to prove, but this could be his week that he breaks through. Same goes for Bo Hosler. This guy is just another guy with too much talent and doesn't really have it between the ears, but he's got great course history out here. Look at this. He loves bent grass. And it's made 3 straight cuts. So, when you're getting down into the sixes, 6,900, you're lucky, you're just praying for a made cut, and guy has not missed a cut, in his last 5 years here at TPC Summerlin. So I love him. James Hahn could break through this week. Got some great course history here, but again, he's he's 50% chance he misses the cut. Same goes for all these guys down here. I'm waiting for a breakout week from Austin Eckroad and Goddard. Peter Malnati could pop. Scott Piercy, he's a local Vegas guy. I played with him out there at the Summit Club, and at 6,700, he's in a few of my lineups. I'm not as confident as I need to be to have him heavily rostered, but take a look. He just makes a cut, misses a cut, makes a cut, misses a cut, misses 2 cuts, misses 2 cuts. It's just not nearly consistent enough. The only thing I love about Scott this week is he knows this golf course inside and out, and he's had some couple solid finishes. But again, 50% chance he misses the cut. Rory Sabatini, another guy, sneaky. 6,700. I like putting him in a few lineups. Harry Hall, don't know much about him other than his T8 last year out here. Adam Shank and Nate Lashley are the last 2 guys I'm going to talk about down here in the 6K range. Yeah, I like them both. And that's about all I got. Nobody else down here excites me. I will upload all my analysis and research for the week so you can study up, and you can see the top 20 using my custom model. Top 12 guys that I am most heavily overweight on this week, and my biggest fades. These are my biggest long shots, my favorite long shots right here. That's it, guys. I'm gonna work on getting this video out to you earlier in the week, starting next week, so you've got a little more than 12 hours to study up and get your picks in. But that's it, guys. Have a great week and good luck out there in all your lineups. I'll be around in Discord. Hit me up with any questions. I love you all. Peace.